All right, here we are again, back for more Kajabi fun. It is day 3, and today we're actually going to start getting some stuff done. Some stuff that people can see. Day 1 and 2, those things were important for sure. But now we're going to get into building a lead magnet. And I think this is a big priority, especially when you're first starting, because once this is done, in the next day or two, you'll be finished with this. And then for the whole rest of our activities, your email list can be building and growing while you're getting other stuff done. And then once that stuff is done, you'll have some people to pitch it to. So let's jump in and get this list building. All right, so to build an email list with a lead magnet, great idea, great idea. What you're going to want to do is come over here to websites and landing pages. And then we're going to come down to marketing and forms and email campaigns. Those are the 3 spots that we need. And I'm going to jump into forms first. So the form in Kajabi is the back end. So the forms area in Kajabi is the back end of what's going on. You start with a default form, and I'm going to click up there for a new form, and I'm going to make a new form, and I'm going to call it contact. Actually, no, let's do freebie. We're going to make a freebie form. I'm not sure what old Jimmy Boy's freebie is, but this one is called freebie. So this is the form page. You'll notice you've got some submission stuff, some opt-in settings, some form fields, and some automations. And I will just explain a little bit about this now, actually. So over here, nice, quick, and easy. If you want to be notified, check that box, put your email address in, and then you'll get notified when someone fills this out. If you want to send this form information to a third party, click that box, and then you can visit your integrations page to do that. And if you want to send this people who fill this form out to a custom thank you page, you could click this box and then choose that page. But I would only recommend doing that if this form is being used outside of Kajabi on a website that's hosted somewhere else. And the reason being is that within Kajabi, whenever you add a form to a landing page, you get to do this in that specific instance. And it's just a little more granular because you might use this freebie form on several pages. And on one page, you might want them to be sent to a custom thank you page. On a different page, you might not want to. So just take care of it in the moment. It's also just easier to remember, that you do it in the moment than trying to wonder, did I set this form up to send to a different page? And what page was that? Because you might forget that stuff. So leave this blank and just take care of it in the moment if you want it. Now, opt-in settings. So double opt-in is recommended by Kajabi. You also have single opt-in, and then there are some additional options here with the double opt-in. So a double opt-in process, in case you're not familiar with that, is where people go to your form, fill it out, hit submit, and then instead of being subscribed to your email list right then, they get an email sent to them, and they have to go into their inbox, find the email, read what it says, hit the link that says, yes, confirm, I confirm, want to be on your email list. And you can control what that email says right here. And you can also redirect people to a specific page. And so I do have a double opt-in form on one spot of my site. And I've got a page that they get redirected to just let them know that they weren't actually opted in yet, that this was a double opt-in process and they need to go check their email. Not everyone is probably familiar with the double opt-in, and so if you are going to use it, in some cases it might be helpful to redirect them to a page that just lets them know what's going on. The next area of the form is the form fields, and the name field and email field are going to be on every form by default and be required. Actually, I don't know if they're required. Let's check. You can make it required or not. Name is, so this field is important. If someone puts their full name in here, first and last name, Kajabi is going to code both of those bits of information in appropriate places, first and last name places in Kajabi. Even though it just says name here, this is actually a full name collector. So sometimes you may want to, edit this and say full name so that it's just clearer to your people that you want to collect their full name. But what I recommend avoiding is getting rid of this field or changing this field and calling it first name, and then adding a new field. You're going to have to create one because name is already taken, but adding a new name field and calling it last name. So that doesn't work because when you create new fields, they're not coded to the stuff inside Kajabi that's like, this is a first name and this is a last name. So it just gets added as extra information that you've collected about your contact, which you can go and see, but you can't really use in Kajabi. So the long story short, if all of that was just super confusing for you, is just don't change this. Don't add something that's called last name. If you want to, you can click here and edit the name of this form field so that it says something like, give me your first and last name. I want both of them. But don't add another field that's called last name. So that's what I got to say about that. And you can definitely create other fields. And so if you want to collect the address or city or state, phone number, all of that stuff, you can. A common field, which I am going to create right now, is called message. And I like making this field a text area. And it doesn't have to be required, but I'll save that. And now there's a message field. And so this is great for a contact form, where on a contact page, or if you want somebody to send you a message, then they can, fill it out there. And a contact form is also a great form to be double opt-in, because that gives somebody the ability to send you a message, but not be subscribed to your marketing emails. And in my opinion, those are kind of two separate things. And so they can double opt in and go ahead and be subscribed if they want, or they can just send you a message and ask you some questions about your services without having to worry about being subscribed to your marketing. So that is one way I use double opt-in and the message field. I'm going to take that off because I don't want a message on my freebie form. And lastly, automations. And this is a super important part of all forms. So when you click on automation, email sending is disabled. Send email automations are not available during your trial. Wow, I didn't know that was a trial thing. So the automations are really straightforward in Kajabi, really easy to use. They follow the when and then logic. So when you're in a form, you can't change the when logic part. It's going to be when this form that you're working on is submitted. And all you have to worry about is the then action. So what happens after somebody fills out your form. And there's a drop-down list and there are some options. Now I am in a Kickstarter plan, and so I don't have lots of automations. There's subscribe. Okay, so the email, sending an email is gone because of this. Actually, I think I will get, once this trial account is over, I'll get all of the basic automations in my Kickstarter plan, but I won't get the advanced automations, which I'll talk about later. You don't need to worry about those right now. So the then action that I love is adding a tag. And I'm going to say freebie and create that. You have to click on it to create it. So like if I say, okay, what else do I want? I want May. And then it didn't get added. So you have to click. Notice it says create. You click on that and then it creates it. And then it's in the drop-down menu. So this freebie tag, I'm saving that. now it shows that when the form is submitted, freebie, the tag is added, freebie. And I love to put tags on every action that somebody takes on my site because, why? Right. Because when someone takes an action, I just want to know what it is. I might come to my email list down the road and I've got a bunch of people there. I want to know how they got there, or I want to know what they've done with my stuff. How have they interacted with me? So I use tags. I will be able to look at this person's profile and I'll be able to see all of the tags they have, and that will tell me information about them and also let me know how successful my stuff is if I'm doing stuff. If people are responding to it, then they'll get tagged and I'll know it's working. So you can add as many tags as you want. And just a quick little bit here, these advanced automations would be a conditional logic. So it would be add a freebie tag if something else was occurring. So if they had a different tag, if they checked a box on the form. So your form might be like, do you like pizza or do you like burritos? And you might have a different freebie for someone who likes pizza compared to who likes burritos. And so then you would need to upgrade to the pro, nope, not the pro, the growth plan in Kajabi. And lost my train of thought. Get access to the advanced automations. And then you could say, add the tag freebie, except I would say add the tag pizza if they clicked the pizza box on the form. And then I would add another automation that said add the tag burrito if they clicked the burrito box on the form. And that's what the advanced automations are. So it is likely that you will be able to get by without advanced automations, although some people really like that stuff if they are going into more complicated funnels. I've worked with a bunch of people in Kajabi, and it's rare that the advanced automations is the reason they upgrade to the growth plan. All right, so the other thing is to subscribe to an email sequence or to send an email, which is disabled because I'm in a trial. But subscribing to an email sequence, if I wasn't in a trial, sending an email would be an option, and I could just write an email right here. I'm going to go subscribe to an email sequence, and it's going to ask me for email sequences. I don't have any yet, so I'm just going to have to do that later. However, that wraps up my form, and I can come back and change these automations at any time. So I'm going to hit save. And now when I come to forms, I've got the default form as well as the freebie form. So now that my form is completed, I'm going to need to go into my landing pages to actually put the form onto a page that someone can see. But before I do that, I'm going to hop into my email sequences. I'm going to create an email sequence to attach to this form. I'm going to do that tomorrow because this has been a lot already. So tune in tomorrow and we will get the email sequence set up for your lead magnet.